Hello Bookish friends, welcome to this month's Bookish talk video, which I will be doing for one of my favorite events, Jane Austen July. I don't know about you, but for me, before every Jane Austen July, when I'm trying to find retellings and adaptations of Jane Austen novels, I also research articles about Jane Austen. And this year I came across an article which was written in 2020 by Leah Garrett, the iconic romance tropes of Jane Austen. Leah Garrett is also an author of Regency romance. I will link this article and her Goodreads page down below. After reading the article, which I found to be quite accurate, matching the romance tropes with the story, I've thought of how I would rank Jane Austen romances in her 6 novels and see if they also match with my favorite romance tropes or not. My least favorite romance in a Jane Austen book is in Mansfield Park. I'm not even sure there is a romance between Fanny and Edmund in the book. There are actually signs of a romance between Fanny and Henry Crawford more. Even those scenes are not exciting or romantic enough for me to call them romance plots. I read Garrett's interpretation of the romance trope in Mansfield Park. She states that Mansfield Park has the romance trope, the love triangle. And it actually makes sense since the love triangle is one of my least favorite romantic tropes, because with the exception of a very few examples, there actually isn't a love triangle in any of the love triangle romances, in my opinion, of course. As a reader, 90% of the time, we know which romantic partner that our hero or heroine would choose. And my second least favorite romance in a Jane Austen book is Sense and Sensibility. Although I really do like Eleanor, and I think she's the Jane Austen heroine that resembles me the most, I really dislike Edward Ferrars. I'm much more sympathetic towards Connor Brandon, but I also think he's not an ideal romantic lead, in my opinion. And Garrett states in her article that this book has the trope of love at first sight, which works for Edward Ferrars and John Willoughby. But there is also a second chances trope. When I read these sentences, I actually laughed a bit because love at first sight is not a trope that I find romantic most of the time. Because I think physical attraction happens at first sight, but it turns into something more as we get to know that person. Because love at first sight is also among my least favorite romance tropes. I quite like a second chances trope, so that could be the reason why I find Connor Brandon much more appealing than Edward Ferrars. The one on the third place is Emma. Although I like the book Emma very much, and it is a 9 out of 10 book for me, I found the romance between Mr. Knightley and Emma quite meh. The lack of balance of power and wisdom between the couples makes this romance not great for me. It was obvious that this book has a friends to lovers romance trope. And friends to lovers is a trope that I quite like. The imbalance of power and wisdom are the aspects of this friendship that I do not find very appealing. But like I stated previously, it is a much better romance than the previous 2 books that I mentioned. My third favorite romance is in Northanger Abbey. Garrett describes the tropes in this book as Gothic romance and forbidden love. I always like Gothic romance novels, so it's no wonder that I find romance in Northanger Abbey quite exciting. As for forbidden love, I'm neutral about this trope, and I think it is a very solid reason for the lovers to stay apart if it's done properly. And we are coming to my favorite 2 romances. The second one is Pride and Prejudice. It is very obvious which trope that this book has, which is enemies to lovers. I think it is one of the very best examples of enemies to lovers trope in literature. Enemies to lovers is a trope that I like very, very much. I really do like the romance and the dynamic of the couple in Pride and Prejudice, very, very romantic. Unsurprisingly, my favorite Jane Austen romance is in Persuasion. It is a very clear second chances romance. The second chances trope is done very, very well because I think both of the characters do change in time. That's why we can believe that there is hope for them when they try to reunite for the second time, which is, I think, the essential formula for second chances romance to work. Although Anne's transformation is much more evident in the book, I think Captain Wentworth becomes much confident and sure of what he wants and what he doesn't want as time passes. So this was my thoughts on romance tropes and Jane Austen works. Actually, my favorite trope is forced engagement or forced marriages. I'm really curious, what would I think if Jane Austen had lived longer and used a plot with a marriage of convenience? It really makes one think. Anyway, please comment down below what is your favorite romance in Jane Austen books. And if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose second. Second means ikinci in Turkish, and ikinci is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.